Godwin von Brumowski, with 35 confirmed aerial victories, was the most successful fighter pilot of the Austro-Hungarian aviation troops in World War I. Some sources even credit him with 40 confirmed victories.
Brumowski was born into a family with a long military tradition. He received his military education at the Technical Military Academy in Modling. After graduating on August 18, 1910, he was assigned as a lieutenant to Field Artillery Regiment No. 29. At the outbreak of the war, he served as a first lieutenant in the Mounted Artillery Division No. 6 on the Eastern Front. In July 1915, he successfully applied for a transfer to the aviation troops. He began his aviation career as an observer with Flieger Company 1, Flik 1, in Czernowitz under Otto Jindra, with whom he flew most of his missions as an observer. He took part in the air raid carried out by the aviation troops on April 12, 1916, during the frontline visit of Tsar Nicholas II and General Brusilov near Khotan, Bessarabia. Of the 7 Russian aircraft that had taken off to intercept the Austro-Hungarian planes, Brumowski shot down 2.
In the period that followed, he received flight training and completed his pilot training on July 3, 1916. In November 1916, he was transferred to Flieger Company 12 on the Italian front, where he achieved his 5th confirmed aerial victory in January 1917. In February 1917, the first true Austro-Hungarian fighter squadron, Flik 41J, was formed, and Brumowski was given command of the unit. Before officially taking over, he was temporarily assigned to the German fighter squadron Jasta 24. There, he was to study the tactics used on the Western Front and bring that knowledge back to Flik 41J. During this time, he met Manfred von Richthofen, whose example later inspired Brumowski to paint his aircraft red. From his return in April 1917, he retained command of Flik 41J until shortly before the end of the war.
From April 1917 onward, Brumowski commanded the squadron Flik 41J, which soon came to be regarded as the best fighter unit of the Austro-Hungarian aviation troops. He enjoyed particular success in August 1917. Within just 19 days, he shot down 18 enemy aircraft.
On August 23, Brumowski flew together with First Lieutenant Frank Link Crawford and Corporal Heinrich Mehrbarrel. During this mission, he shot down an Italian Savoia Pamiglio two-seater from the 45th Italian Reconnaissance Squadron. This marked his 20th aerial victory. Victory number 22 occurred on October 9, 1917, against an Italian observation balloon near Isola Morosina. The balloon collapsed and burst into flames, but the crew managed to save themselves by parachuting to safety. This was the first time Brumowski used his Albatros D3, which he had painted with black shrouded skulls on both sides of the fuselage and on the cockpit, imitating the style of the Red Baron. It was the first of several aircraft he painted in this design.
2 aerial victories occurred on November 23, 1917, when Brumowski and Link Crawford shot down 2 Italian Nieuport aircraft near the village of Cortolazzo at the mouth of the Piave River. After a relatively quiet winter in 1917-18, February 1918 brought a lot of action. On February 1, Brumowski's Red Albatros D3 was involved in an air battle with 7 or 8 Italian fighters. His Albatros was hit by at least 26 bullets, causing fuel to pour out of his punctured fuel tank. It ignited, setting both the upper and lower right wings on fire. Brumowski managed to disengage from the fight and headed toward his airfield, where he was able to land the aircraft without serious injuries.
3 days later, he was chased in the air by 8 British fighter planes. His Albatros was again riddled with holes, the fabric tore off his lower wing, and the main spar of the lower wing was shattered. He was able to break away from his attackers and land his aircraft on the nearby Passarella airstrip, but after landing, the plane flipped onto its back. Once again, Brumowski escaped without serious injuries. By June 1918, Brumowski had 31 confirmed kills. During the Battle of the Piave in June 1918, he achieved another 4 aerial victories, including 2 observation balloons and an enemy bomber that was attacking an important bridge. On August 19, he achieved his 15th aerial victory.
Flik 41J had a reputation for being the best unit of the Austro-Hungarian aviation troops. Many of the Empire's top fighter pilots served in the unit, including Franklin Crawford, Kurt Gruber, Karl Kazala, Friedrich Navradil, Joseph Novak, and, temporarily, Julius Arigi and Benno Fiala von Fernbrugg. Brumowski received many medals and decorations, almost every honor an Austro-Hungarian officer could receive, including the Knight's Cross of the Order of Leopold with war decorations and swords, the Order of the Iron Crown, 3rd class, with war decorations, and the Gold Bravery Medal for officers.
During the final weeks of the war, Brumowski held command over all Austro-Hungarian fighter squadrons on the Isonzo front. In 439 combat missions, he risked his life and had to make emergency landings 12 times.
After the war, living conditions in Vienna were so poor that he tried his luck as a farmer in Transylvania, Romania. However, since he hardly spoke the language and had no experience in agriculture, he eventually returned to Austria. In 1930, he joined the Austrian armed forces and served in the Air Force. During the Austrian Civil War in February 1934, he carried out the only armed combat mission by the Austrian Federal Army using an aircraft, flying against the Goethhof in Vienna Kaisermauer. However, it remains unclear in what form this operation was conducted or what effects it had.
The armed conflicts in Austrian industrial centers from February 12 to 15, 1934, which resulted in several hundred deaths, are referred to as the February Fighting of 1934 or the February Uprising of 1934, also known as the Austrian Civil War.
The reasons for the Social Democrats' uprising included, in addition to economic problems, drastic wage cuts, restrictions on fundamental rights, reductions in unemployment benefits and pensions, as well as deteriorating working conditions. All of this took place under the Dollfuss government, which openly identified as fascist. The fighting occurred mainly in cities such as Vienna, Linz, and Graz, as well as in various industrial areas. The uprising failed, and the Social Democratic Party was banned. Engelbert Dollfuss would be killed during the National Socialist coup attempt in the summer of 1934.
In April 1935, Brumowski took over the leadership of the newly established Austrian Aviation School in Vienna. In 1936, he died in a fatal accident as a passenger at Schiphol Airport near Amsterdam. His honorary grave is located at the Vienna Central Cemetery. From 1967 to 2024, the Austrian Armed Forces Air Base in Langenbarn was named after him.